Friends, patriots, Americans. Today we stand united in the face of a new era for our nation. President Trump has taken a decisive stand for American workers and American businesses. His actions are a testament to his commitment to our nation's prosperity. He's imposed tariffs on goods from countries that have been taking advantage of us for far too long. These tariffs are not just economic measures, they are a statement of our resolve. This is about putting America first. It's about ensuring that our nation's interests are prioritized above all else. This is about leveling the playing field. For too long, our businesses have struggled under the weight of unfair competition. For decades, our leaders sat idly by while other countries cheated their way to prosperity. They turned a blind eye to the injustices that were being perpetrated against our economy. They shipped their goods to our shores, often subsidized by their governments, undercutting American companies and costing American jobs. This ends now. We are drawing a line in the sand. President Trump is a businessman. He understands the intricacies of trade and the importance of fair deals. He knows a bad deal when he sees one, and he knows how to negotiate for the best interests of our country, and he's not afraid to walk away from the table. This is the kind of leadership we need. These tariffs are a wake-up call to the world. They signal that the United States will no longer tolerate exploitation. They send a clear message. The era of unfair trade practices is over. We are reclaiming our economic sovereignty. America will no longer be the world's piggy bank. We will stand firm in our resolve. We will protect our workers. We will ensure that they have the opportunities and support they need to thrive. We will defend our industries. Our factories and businesses will no longer be at a disadvantage, and we will reclaim our rightful place as the economic powerhouse of the world. Together, we will build a stronger, more prosperous America. The heart of this issue is simple: American jobs. For too long, we've seen factories close their doors and move overseas. We've seen good-paying manufacturing jobs disappear. And we've seen entire communities devastated by the loss of their economic livelihoods. This is unacceptable. President Trump understands the importance of American manufacturing. He knows that a strong manufacturing base is essential to our national security and economic prosperity. These tariffs are about bringing those jobs back home. They're about creating an environment where American businesses can thrive and American workers can prosper. These tariffs are not about starting a trade war. They are about ending a trade war that has been waged against America for decades. It's time to fight back. It's time to put American workers first, and it's time to make America great again. Let's talk about Canada for a moment. Our neighbors to the north, often portrayed as friendly and polite, have been engaging in some very unfair trade practices. They've been dumping their goods on our market, driving down prices and hurting American businesses. Take dairy, for example. Canada has a complex system of tariffs and quotas that effectively shuts out American dairy farmers from their market. This is simply unacceptable. Our dairy farmers work hard to produce some of the highest quality products in the world. They deserve a fair shot to compete. Canada has also been taking advantage of us in the lumber industry. They've been subsidizing their lumber producers, giving them an unfair advantage over American companies. This has cost American jobs and hurt our economy. President Trump is right to stand up to these unfair practices. It's time for Canada to play by the rules. Section 4. The world takes notice. Reactions to Trump's leadership. As expected, not everyone is happy with President Trump's bold actions. Some countries like China and Mexico have threatened retaliation. They've promised to impose their own tariffs on American goods, but let's be clear, these countries are the ones who started this trade war. They're the ones who have been cheating for years. President Trump is not backing down. He's standing firm in his commitment to protect American interests. And he's sending a clear message to the world: America will no longer be pushed around. The mainstream media, as usual, is trying to paint a negative picture. They're talking about a trade war and warning of economic disaster. But don't believe the hype. President Trump has a plan, and he's sticking to it. Section 5. The fentanyl crisis, a hidden cost of unfair trade. This section delves into the intricate and often overlooked connections between international trade policies and the devastating opioid crisis that has gripped our nation. The debate over tariffs goes beyond just economics. It's a multifaceted issue that touches on various aspects of our society and governance. It's also about national security. The influx of illegal drugs poses a significant threat to the safety and well-being of our citizens, and it's about saving American lives. Every life lost to this crisis is a tragedy that affects families and communities across the country. We all know about the devastating opioid crisis gripping our nation. It's a public health emergency that demands immediate and sustained action. What many people don't realize is that a significant portion of the fentanyl flooding our streets is coming from China, often through Canada and Mexico. This international pipeline of poison is a critical issue that needs to be addressed. These countries have turned a blind eye to this deadly trade. Their lack of action has allowed criminal organizations to thrive and expand their operations. They've allowed criminal organizations to operate with impunity, shipping tons of this poison into our communities. This is unacceptable. The impact on our neighborhoods is devastating, tearing apart the fabric of our society. President Trump is right to use every tool at his disposal to combat this crisis. His administration's efforts to impose tariffs are a strategic move to address this complex issue. These tariffs are a way to pressure these countries to take action. They serve as a powerful tool to incentivize foreign governments to crack down on the production and distribution of fentanyl. They're a way to hold them accountable for their role in fueling this epidemic. By imposing economic consequences, we can push for meaningful change and cooperation. We cannot stand idly by while our citizens are dying. The human cost of inaction is too high, and we must prioritize the health and safety of our people. It's time to get tough. We need a comprehensive approach that includes strong enforcement, international cooperation, and community support to effectively combat this crisis. Section 6. Short-term pain for long-term gain, securing American prosperity. Some critics argue that these tariffs will hurt American consumers. They point to the immediate impact on prices, suggesting that the cost of everyday goods will rise, making it harder for families to make ends meet. They claim that prices will go up and that the economy will suffer. The fear is that these tariffs will lead to a decrease in consumer spending, which could slow down economic growth. But these short-sighted naysayers fail to see the bigger picture. They overlook the potential for long-term benefits that can arise from these policies. Yes, there may be some short-term adjustments. Industries might need to adapt, and businesses may face initial challenges. But in the long run, these tariffs will make America stronger and more prosperous. They will help build a more resilient economy that can withstand global pressures. By leveling the playing field, these tariffs will create an environment where American businesses can compete and win. This will foster innovation and drive growth in key sectors. They will encourage companies to bring manufacturing back to our shores, creating jobs and boosting our economy. This resurgence in domestic production will lead to a more self-sufficient nation, and they will send a clear message to the world that America is open for business, but we will not be taken advantage of. We are ready to stand up for our interests and ensure fair trade practices. This is about investing in America's future. It's about laying the groundwork for a more prosperous and secure nation. It's about creating a brighter tomorrow for our children and grandchildren, ensuring that they inherit a country that is strong, independent, and thriving. And it's about restoring America's rightful place as the leader of the free world, a nation that others look up to not just for its power but for its principles and values. Section 7. Stand with Trump, stand for America. President Trump's decision to impose these tariffs is a bold and necessary step to protect American interests. It's a long overdue correction to decades of unfair trade practices, and it's a clear sign that America is back on the world stage, ready to fight for its workers, its industries, and its future. I urge all Americans to stand with President Trump in this fight. Contact your elected officials and tell them to support these tariffs. Share this information with your friends and family, and most importantly, stay informed about the latest developments in this critical issue. The road ahead may not be easy, but with President Trump at the helm, we can be confident that America's best days are yet to come. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.